back again. Surprise, surprise, it snowed again. Although there is kind of some neat stuff out here today. I just noticed, looks like we had a deer make its way through. Now if you have a look here, you saw me just a few minutes ago struggling a bit to get these logs out. That is not the only struggle. That took quite a while getting that uncovered as well. And I've all but given up on the old log deck for now. There's logs up there, but there's probably 3 or 4 feet of snow on it, so that'll have to wait. We're going to cut up some logs nonetheless, but we'll be doing that on the ground. And then we'll get it up there onto the old wood splitter. Now this wood splitter I actually had completely uncovered and running at the end of the day yesterday, thinking I'd come back out and, well, be ready to go today. And as you know, with the winter weather, now we've got some wind blowing in. With the winter weather and all the snow that seems to come down this year, at any given moment I could be digging out snow again. I just hope that wind dies down, brings down trees. Anyways, this is the Eastonmade Axis. If you're not familiar with it, this is it. This is quite the unit. Now at different times of the year I'm using this more than other times. Unfortunately for me, if I was to run a big wood splitting operation all winter long, I'd have to have a massive cover, some sort of a structure to put this in, because it's not just this that I have to keep snow off of. It's all the logs, it's all the cages, and it's the storage. I'm not sure if you saw me driving down here, but I've got my wood piled up here up in the clearing here, and it's all but disappeared. In fact, if I don't pay attention where I'm going, sometimes I can run right into it. But just have a quick look up here. I snowblowed this yesterday on my way out, believe it or not. It's time to do it again. But see in there, whoa, those are my IBC cages. And so it's very difficult just to store them after I've split the wood, because you can't drive through this with a tractor. This is like 2.5 feet deep. You have to clear it, and then you got to get the IBC cage and pile it in there. And then you come out a few days later and your trail in is filled in again. Anyways, some of the hardships of the winter weather here, but I'm not complaining. I love it here. I'm just saying, if I'm gonna continue to split wood all winter long, I gotta have a big shelter. And I'm talking like bigger than my new saw shed. The storage in itself, storage of logs, storage of firewood, takes up a heck of a lot of space. Anyways, we're gonna get after it here. I guess I better move my logs a bit, knock some of the snow off. I dug that IBC cage out. We'll flip it over, fire that thing up, dust her off. I put what I thought was going to be my stuff out of the snow. Crazy, in here even like 10 or 12 feet the snow gets on it. But anyways, we'll get this fueled up as well, and we'll be back out here. Gee, that snow's brisk today, or wind. Anyways, welcome back. Here we go. I need about 100 by 100 shelter. My shop is full of other equipment, but I also need a money tree. If you know where one of those are, make sure to let me know where I can cut it down. Well, there we have it, folks. Despite the brisk wind and, well, the cold temperatures and snow, I do enjoy myself out here. That's why the extra effort is worth it for me. Otherwise, if I didn't like the effort, I didn't like being outside, I'd probably just head south or I'd hibernate for the winter. But digging all this stuff out, I like doing it. I like making sure everything's in operation, so when I need it, it is ready. As you can see, we made a nice little IBC cage of firewood. And if you're wondering, I gave up stacking firewood a long time ago. I just loose fill it. So wherever it falls, that's where it stays, with the exception of a few pieces on top that I had to throw back in that fell out. That's where it'll stay. What I'll end up doing, despite the snow, I'll try to dig out a spot either up there, or I'll dig a spot right beside this one, and that's probably where the firewood will hibernate till the spring. Then it'll be out in the sun, it'll dry. This stuff here, I might go ahead, might use it next winter, not too sure. I am pretty well ahead, so we'll see how much I need for next year. But overall, good time out here today. The one challenge for me, everything is super slippery. Despite the fact that it looks like things are just moving along here nicely, they're actually sliding, so I'm having to grab onto them and be very careful with them. Anytime you get any sun on the snow as well, it melts and then it drips down and freezes. And so you just got to watch for the ice. Likewise down here, this starts to get a bit slick. And so that's the only thing that I'm watching for while I'm out here. You certainly don't want to fall while operating a piece of equipment like this. Now I'll get back out here and I'll clear the snow again. And then I'll clear the snow again and, well, probably once again. And eventually we'll end up with another tunnel-like opening where I can get back in here and split some more firewood. Now, if you're wondering what I was using there to measure the length of the firewood rounds, that's called the Acc-u-Mark. That was a 16-inch round. I was trying to get relatively accurate today, so I used that. I'll put that link in the description. The other thing I use, wherever it got to, is that Fisker's hookaroon or pickaroon. I really like that. I don't have to bend over as far to pick up the heavy rounds. And if you're wondering, a frozen log like that is very heavy, so anything I can do to take the strain off my back, I use. That thing's worked very, very well for me, and so I put it into action again today. Anyways, I should probably move that IBC cage before it gets snowed in or froze to the ground. Once again, I do appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, maybe you got a unit like this or you're eyeing one, be sure to put any of those questions down below. And as always, the main thing is, don't forget to come back next time. If you did like this video though, give her the old like or subscribe, and I'll see you then.